Well, good afternoon, guys. I am getting ready to do a video series on all my 4 trail cameras here. You can see I've got 2 MOULTRIEs, I've got a spy point, and I've got a Tacticam. And I have my eye on another Tacticam. May or may not have it by the time this video series is done. If I have it before then, I'll add it to the end of this video, in this series. If not, I'll just do one on it by itself. This is the order that I did purchase these things in. My very first one was this MOULTRIE Delta base. My second one was this Spy Point Micro Link. Then I got the MOULTRIE Edge, and then I got the Tacticam REVEIW X. I bought all these within probably a little less than a year of each other. I'm going to say about 9 months of each other, probably, something like that. But I'm going to do a small breakdown of each camera. I'm not going to go into a super lot of detail because there's a lot better videos out there than mine. All these 3 right here have been on a mineral site. Freshened up probably about a week and a half ago, and I've been leaving them up here for about 5 days or so at a time. The only one that's not been there yet is this one, and it's getting ready to go up as this video is done. It's going to be up here about 5 days. But I'm now one of these only takes pictures. It doesn't take video, but I'll get into that a little bit more in its own little series when I do that. Like I said, I'm gonna break down each one. I've got a little picture and video mode, so I'll be posting some daytime and nighttime pictures and videos, daytime and nighttime videos. They're all on the same tree at the same height. They're about 10 yards from my mineral site, and it's been getting quite a bit of activity. So, like I said, I put this one out first, and then this one was second, this one was third, and then today this one, because this one was actually on public land until just a few days ago. So anyway, guys, that's going to be the opening of this. Like I said, they're all not at the same time, but they're all going to be on the same exact trees, same height, so they're all exactly the same spot on all of them's on the same mineral site. And like I said, I got about 5 days worth on each one of them. So, guys, sorry about I have to keep running back and forth with the camera. My wife's been ill here lately, and she wasn't able to make it up here with me. She usually the one that helps me in my videos. So, anyway, guys, be looking for that little video to be starting up here pretty soon. Well, if you're watching this right now, I guess it's getting ready to start. So, like I said, I'm going to do a video on each one separately and break them down and tell you the pros and cons, at least in my opinion, what I like, what I don't like. There's something about all of them I really like, and there's some few things about each one of them I don't really like that well. But we'll get into that during each video, guys. So appreciate y'all watching, and stay tuned for this. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to part 3 of my cell cam series. And today we're going to be looking at the MOULTRIE Edge. This is the 3rd camera that I bought. And like all the last times, I got some little cheat sheets, because you younger guys, when you get older, you're going to need some of these, and you're going to need some of these cheat sheets, because you can't remember everything you used to. So just go over a few little details on this thing, and that's it. My wife is feeling under the weather again today, so I'm up here filming by myself, so I put the camera as close as I could and keep me all in view there. But I'll show you a little more about this camera here in a little bit. Really like it. Like I said, actually today, this morning, I just uploaded, I think about 8 o'clock this morning. I was at work. My very first video of my first MOULTRIE, the Delta base, loaded this morning. I think I've seen I had a few comments. I haven't had a chance to look at them yet. Just got in from work, and it looked like it might be a little bit of rain moving in, so I wanted to get up here and get this done, because I want to get these last 2 cameras out on some public land, because I did take the other 2 out last weekend, and I'm already getting some pictures of some bucks. So got a couple more spots that I really need to get these things out here. So I'm going to get started with this. Like I said, this is my 3rd camera that I have, 3rd cell camera that I have, my 2nd MOULTRIE. This is the MOULTRIE Edge. I bought this thing, I can't remember exactly, I believe it was late September of 2022. It was right the end of September, 1st of October. I can't remember exactly when, but it was about that time frame that I bought this. And actually, when I bought this, it hadn't been on the market very long. I'm thinking maybe 3 months or something. Some of the features about it really intrigued me. But it is the MOULTRIE Edge. I bought it, like I said, I bought it, I'm going to say late September. That was about the time I got it. I did pay $100 for this thing. I did look on their website this morning at work or lunch, and they do have a sale going on. I think they got some of these on sale for like $89, $79, $89, but they're refurbished. Got bugs on me. Man, must be going to rain. These bugs are bad. But they do have a sale on a lot of their cell cameras going on the website right now. By the time this video airs, I don't know if there still will be or not. But I bought this at a local sporting goods store. Paid $100 for it. The pictures, videos, it's 33 megapixel for the pictures. 720 HD for the videos. Has a 0.85 second trigger speed. The detection range is 80 feet, just like the last MOULTRIE I had. Has a 2-year warranty, just like the other MOULTRIE. Now something neat about this one, it takes 8 or 16 batteries. You can, if you're going to take this out, because I know some people take cell cameras out or trail cameras out and somewhere and leaves them for almost a whole year. I don't see how you do that. Anytime I put a regular trail camera out, man, I'm like 2 weeks later, I'm like dying to see what's on it. That's what I really like about cell cameras. I can just pull up on my phone and see what's going on. But this thing is kind of unique in the way that you can use 8 or 16 batteries. I want to use 8. Like I said, I use the Energizer Max in all my cell battery, all my trail cameras all together, cell and regular. Like I said, and I don't stick them out. Maybe if you hunt out of state or you're on a piece of property or you're just really limited on time, and you might think it might be a long time before you get back there, 16 batteries might be an option for you, but it will run on 8, and that's all I've ever used in this thing, and I've never had any issues with it. Another unique, these bugs are terrible. Another unique thing about this cell camera is it picks up on AT&T or Verizon. It has a built-in SIM card that'll pick up. It supposedly picks up on the nearest cell tower with the best signal. That's how it was advertised. Now I'll get to that in a minute. But that is one unique thing about it. Another unique little thing about this thing, it takes no SD card. It has, I think it's 8 gigabytes of built-in storage, and it has unlimited cloud storage. So I'm not real super, I don't know a whole lot about that stuff, to be honest with you. I'm pretty much a done hillbilly when it comes to technology. But my understanding, if it gets full, it just uploads to the cloud, or it just constantly uploads. I don't know. I did read somewhere that even if you cancel your plan, MOULTRIE never deletes any of your pictures. The only way they get deleted is when you delete them. But yeah, this thing does not take a SD card at all, which I'll get to that in a minute. I'll think good and bad about that. So I got over that. Okay, now one thing I was going to say about the cell service, that was two things that really intrigued me. Was one, you didn't have to pick between AT&T and Verizon, because this thing supposedly picks up on the nearest tower. And another thing, no SD card. Now, I like both of those ideas. I'll touch on the SD card first. I like the idea of no SD cards because the majority of my problems with my cameras, because I keep an eye on my batteries and signal, the majority of the problem with my trail cameras, both cell and regular trail cameras, typically are the SD cards. They go bad, and a lot of times you don't realize it until you put one in and you go back to check it, or your cell camera's not sending pictures, and you come find out your SD cards just go bad. There's really no way to tell until they do go bad. So, by this not taking one, that really eliminates that. But as far as these cell cameras go, and I can say about every one of them, do it to an extent. When I go to pull the SD card from these cell cameras, because anytime I go move them or change SD cards in them or whatever, I always take the SD cards home and look and compare them to what pictures got sent to my phone. And I can tell you, out of the 4 cell cameras I've got, none of them have sent me 100% of all the pictures they've took. It's been on an SD card. That's pretty good. I mean, none of them miss a whole lot, but they do. But being cell cameras, it could be a bad day when there wasn't good signal. I mean, it happens. For example, work yesterday, all the guys that have AT&T at work, I have Verizon, yesterday had no signal at work, or day before yesterday. They had no signal at work. Everybody had AT&T. So I know there is times that, towers go down or the weather affects them or whatever. So, it still takes a picture as a trail camera. It just don't send you the picture. So, one thing I do like is pulling these SD cards out of these cameras and taking them, look at them, and just compare to what was sent to my phone and what's on the SD card. Like I said, it's very, very minimal out of all the four cell cameras that I do have. But, hey, that one picture might be determined if you want to leave that camera in that spot or if you want to move it somewhere else. You think, well, I'm not getting anything. Maybe that one big buck or that one nice gobbler or bear or whatever it is you're looking for, maybe that's the one picture that it took and didn't send to you. So with no SD card, I can't do that with this one. I can only rely on what it sends me, unless I put another camera with it, which would be, to me, just be overkill. And why would you put a camera next to another camera when, that's what these cell cameras are for, to give you the most updated info. So anyway, I put that on my cons, and for the good and bad was no SD card. There's good to it and there's bad to it. But like I said, it's not a major issue. It's very, very minor. The pictures that I get sent that it does not send me, not only this one, but the rest of them, that does not send me compared to what I get sent on my phone. Like I said, all four of my cell cameras do it. Well, I'm assuming this one does it too. I know my other three do, but it's very minor. The other thing is, when I first got this thing, I bought it up here on this private land I'm on. I already had my feeders out, so I knew it was in September. I'm thinking it was into September. I've got one particular tree up here, I think it's a poplar tree, that I keep a camera on when I put my feeder up here every year. And I bought my Delta base up here and put it on there, and probably 2 foot away there's a cherry tree growing right beside it. I put this thing on the cherry tree, so they was the exact same height, literally 2 feet apart on different trees. And this thing only got half the signal. My Delta base had 100% signal, and this thing only had like 50% signal at the same spot. And it was like that until they did a firmware update, probably a couple months after I had this thing. I don't remember exactly when, but they did a firmware update, and a lot of people must be having that problem with it, because after the firmware update, I've had no issues at all getting good signal wherever I put this camera at. But I just wanted to mention that when I first got it last year, like I said, it was 2 feet apart, exact same height, porting to the same feeder. I didn't get half the pictures on this thing that my Delta base did, or at least sent to my phone anyway, and I only had half the signal. So, but they did do a firmware update, and now everywhere I put this thing, I do get perfect signal. I get about 90 to 100% signal about everywhere I put it. So I think the firmware update might have took care of that. Let's see, cons, don't always get good signal. Well, I took care of that. Like I said, after the firmware update, I've had no issues with the signal. That was really probably the only con I had, was the lack of signal when it was supposed to pick up on the closest best tower around. And it was one of the reasons I bought it, and that was not my experience when I first got it, but it does do a lot better now. The SD card, I went over that. Like I said, there's no SD card, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because you don't know what you're missing. Built-in memory is also a plus, I think. Other than that, the pros, very easy setup. I'll go ahead and open it up. It's like everything else. It's got a QR code right here in the door that you just scan, just like my other MOULTRIE. Takes, just as long as you turn it on, got some signal. Very, very fast. Like I said, I touched on the unlimited cloud storage. The firmware update helped the signal out tremendously. The plans on this camera are the same as the other MOULTRIE I got. The standard plan, which is what I have on this one and the other one, is $10 a month for 1,000 pictures, 10 videos, and like I said, same thing on the app. I had to go in and request videos. Most of the time I get them on the very next update. Sometimes I got to request them 2 or 3 times, and sometimes I never get them at all. Usually after about 5 or 6 requests, if I don't get a video, I don't even worry about it. Like I said, on the Delta base, I can always go pull the chip, and the picture of the video is always on there, but on this one, if you just don't get downloaded, you just don't get it. The unlimited is $17 a month. That is unlimited pictures, 50 videos. And then the Pro Series is $35 a month for your first camera and $8 a month for every additional camera. And they recommend if you got 3 or more cameras to go with that plan. It's unlimited pictures and 50 videos also. And this thing right here is very easy. It's got one button right here. It's on and off is all you do. And when you turn it off, you probably can't see it in the screen right now, but it's lit up green. It picked up signal that quick. I don't know if y'all guys can see that or not, but it's lit up green all the way across. That's how quick it picked up. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't even know my own camera. That's the battery life. It's got new batteries in it. It has a little dot here that says connecting. It's flashing orange. Right below it, it says connected. When it gets signal, it'll be green. And then down at the bottom, it says not connected. And it'll be red. And right now it's still flashing, which I'm surprised because they usually get pretty good signal right here. But that's how that works. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And it has a button right here for your battery pack. And I will say one thing, I mistakenly too. I do have 16 batteries in this thing. I didn't think I did. It holds 8 on the front and 8 on the back. And I guess maybe I should review my camera a little bit before I do a video. No, it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about. But like I said in my other videos, guys, this is just my experience with these cameras. This camera has really only been out of the woods probably a total of about 6 or 8 weeks the whole time I've ever had it. It's been in the woods pretty much non-stop, and these are the original batteries, and it's still showing full battery life. But I do have the 16 batteries in here. I apologize for that. I did not realize I did have that. And one more plus that I really like about this camera is the antenna. Right there's how you fold it up. That's how you pack it. This thing does not have a removable antenna. It's permanently attached on that. But you can see how streamlined it is. It fits right on the side. So you just throw it in your pack, take off. And on the back, it does have a place for a cord. And your Python cable is pretty unique here. It has a place right here on the front. All you can see them 2 holes. But the Python cable goes through there, which once again locks your door so nobody can get in there. But right on the back is where you put your strap on. And it does come with a strap. And like I said, I did keep the box here. Get you a look at that. And I'll turn around and show you. If you want to freeze that and look at that for a little bit. Pretty much everything I've went over right here. But I did say, I did find something on their website a couple months ago. Actually, probably right before turkey season come in. You know, if you always put, and like me, you know, I did a video a while back. I always put my cameras up about 10 feet up off the ground. And when you do that, you know, of course, obviously you need to angle them down. Well, MOULTRIE has come out with this very unique little gadget right here. And the only complaint I have about this one is it only fits this camera. I really wish they would make this to fit all their cameras or make it universal. Man, this thing is awesome. It's plastic, don't hardly weigh anything. I don't know how well you can see it, but it has 4 holes there if you want to screw it to a tree or, you know, private land. Most public lands you can't do that. But it does have a place for your strap to go through the back, and it has 2 adjustments on it. It has one right here on the side. This thing cranked down pretty tight. That does this right here. And then it has adjustment on the bottom here where it swings left to right. I don't know how well you can see that with my hands in the way. But I usually just keep it straight forward. And then you loosen this up right here. And this thing right here is how it fits in there. Just slides up in there, clicks right on. Put your strap to the tree. What I usually do, I usually put it on the tree first. And then, because there's a lot of weight right here on the front, I usually just put this on the tree first with the strap. And then I pop my camera up in there. And then I just loosen this bottom up and get the angle that I want. And then I put my Python cable on there. And that's all there is to it. So I really like that. Like I said, it's designed for this camera. But I really wish they would make it at least for their cameras. Or if somebody out there is watching this has a little bit more knowledge than I do about this stuff. If you can make something like this universal, man, that is an awesome little tool, and it works great. Anyway, guys, I'm going to finish this video up. That's pretty much all I had on this one. Like I said, all these videos are just my experience, my ideas on them. Would I buy this camera again? Probably. I like features on this one. I like features on the Delta base. I'm going to give the edge to the Delta base just because probably of the SD card. But either one, I'm very happily tickled with both of them. Like I said, I do like that it doesn't have an SD card, gives you all that trouble, but I know it does. And like most trail cameras, it has a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom. I forgot to mention that in my other trail cameras, but all trail cameras I think have that on there. It does. I don't know. Yeah, this does have a port for the solar panel too, just like I think about every cell camera out there does. But this one does also. But guys, this is the MOULTRIE Edge. Like I said, it's a hard pick between that one and my Delta base. I really like them both. I love this setup on this one though, and I really like the detachable antenna. One, it won't, as long as you put it down while you're in transport, it ain't gonna get broke off, and there's no chance of losing it. And like all my other ones, I detach them when I put them in my pack to take them out. So there's no, if you're up in a tree trying to screw it back on, you happen to drop it or whatever. There's no. So I really like everything about this trail camera. Between the two, I really can't pick a favorite. So anyway, guys, hope I didn't jibber jabber too much and look like too much of a fool because I didn't realize I had 16 batteries in there. But like I said, those are the original batteries, and they're still going good. So this thing has been out a lot. So anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Like, this is number 3. Got one more to go. We'll get to here and get ready to get to it. Game talk.